Alrighty, so here we are in the main course page, and it is week 9. I will have updated this by the time you see it. And I'd just like to start with a thank you. Thank you very much for taking this class. I really hope to see some of you in my JavaScript class next semester as well. Now, this class, because of the way it was run, when you take a class from me at the beginning of the semester in a regular, and even this class will look very different next semester because I will be redoing the content over summer for this class, which might not be something you want to hear, but is kind of the reality of things. I'll be working on that as well. But if you're in my JavaScript class, you're gonna have a very different topic, right? HTML, CSS, and JavaScript kind of are always come together, but very different because JavaScript is programming. So very important to learn. That's what we call the stack. The HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is the way 98% of all websites are created. So learning that stack is important. All right. So at this point, one of the things I've had somebody ask me is just about how this last week, as far as tutor hours. So I thought I'd show you in the course. If you scroll down, Dustin put out on Discord, because I did ask on Discord if what his hours were, and he said these were his hours this week. Zach didn't, but I'm going to assume that these are also Zach's hours as well. So if you have any questions, you could also reach out to the tutorial center to ask them about that. The other thing I want to say is, and this is the part of understanding the end of the semester, I'm going to scroll down because this is probably the most important thing I'll say on this video, is the last day and time that you can submit work. Okay, so we are in week 9. This is Monday, right? So you have today, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And Thursday, which is 5/18 at 1 o'clock, is the last time you can submit work for this class for this semester. Okay. Now, I do recommend not waiting until that point, and here's why. Is if you're, and by the way, I want to show you as well, because I've talked about this, but I just want to remind, if you're new to the whole campus and Canvas, right? Canvas is the system we use for conducting classes. And if you're online, this is the major way this is the way you interact with the class. But for you all using the Canvas, there is a way for you to ask the what if, right? So here in Canvas, and this is nobody's grade, this is just what I can do in Canvas, is I can look at it like a student. So one thing I've said, and let me repeat, the weekly attendance that I do is for reporting to the campus. It does not affect your grade. But what does at this point, and why this one is not going to look like yours, is if there are some assignments you have not completed, I have put zeros on all the assignments that have not been submitted. Or, I'm sorry, all the assignments, not just those that have been submitted. So the grade that you're seeing right now is reflective of if nothing else gets submitted, which, that's the reason I do that, is for you to understand. Like at this point, if your grade was, let's say, 89, and if you didn't submit anything else, right, that's a B. So understanding how close you are makes it important if you're trying to get a particular grade, let's say a passing grade. That'd be the other very common question I get at this point in the semester is, Rio, how do I pass your class? And the answer is, you can answer that question for yourself. And this is not just about my class. This is generally any class, as long as the instructor has given all the assignments available to you that you can then go in and place numbers, right? So you can actually go in and say, you know what, I can do that. Now, in this class, it's different in the respect that you have until Thursday this week at 1 o'clock to submit anything that has not been submitted as of yet for full credit, meaning I still grade it. I go in there and look at it, right? It has to meet the requirements of the assignment. So just understand the way this last week works. And if you're kind of running to get to the end, putting yourself in a situation, this was my beginning point, is if you are submitting right up till the point of 1 o'clock, because at 1 o'clock, Canvas is going to look different. You won't be able to submit assignments at that point because there's no exception to the due date and the way this process works. And so don't put yourself in that situation because you may work right up to the point of like needing one assignment, but then you've gone over that. And then it's just not a good place to be. God, it would feel horrible. I would think I've not put myself in this situation as a student. I have had students do it as me as an instructor, and it's hard to watch when somebody waits to the last minute and is submitting things right up until that final date or that final time and day, in this case, Thursday, 1 o'clock. Okay, just to remind you that they only needed one or two items, but because they waited and didn't understand the end, it didn't help them. And so I just don't want any of you to be in that situation. That's what I don't want at this point. There is a bit of work if you're running to catch up, but again, it depends on where you are in the semester. Many of you have done a great job of pacing yourself, and some of you that did get behind got caught up. But again, Canvas gives you this ability to go in there and ask the what if. What if I make up this and this and this item? Now, part of that is you guessing about what you will get, right? Because you have to understand the assignment and, right, submit it. I have to grade it. So that process will vary based on where you're at with the class, how much time and focus and all those things that you have this week. Okay, I just want you to hopefully get that. If this point a reply with a question is totally great time to do it. Again, we're on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? So there's not a lot of time. We're sprinting to the end. So thank you very much for your time. I very much enjoyed teaching this class, even though it was different in the respect of um, the way I don't normally teach this way, and some of you know this, so I've got to learn to be flexible for this semester, and I am looking forward to updating the content for this class. And I will be. That's part of my summer goal is actually working on a couple. I have three major classes in web development: 82, 85, and 93, which is Introduction to Web; 85, which is this one; and 93. This class, though, is new on my roster, which is why I ended up running it the way I did. Anyway, enough of that. Have a great summer. Thanks very much. And let's finish strong. And if you're at the graduation, if you're somebody graduating, I will be at graduation at Radcliffe Stadium. So if you're there and you happen to see me, please say hi. Have a great one. Bye.